Today's lecture is about Springer Journal selection and paper submission online. We will also discuss about the how we can write a research paper, how we can develop a covering letter and a title page. For online Springer Journal selection, you have to Google Springer Journal Suggester. So you have this like search manuscript title. It will ask you about a manuscript title and manuscript text. Okay. Then you have to select the relevant your subject area. Then you have to click the this suggest journals box. Then all the journals related to your field will open, like nutrition, food research and technology, journal of food measurement and technology, journal of food science and technology, plant foods for human nutrition, food and bioresource technology, food analytical methods, journal of polymer and environment. But most suitable journal for this paper is journal of food science and technology, because it is related to food and compositional analysis of honey. So it is more relevant to the food journal, journal of food science and technology. It has impact factor of 1.946, and will give you first decision after 88 days. So whenever you have to select your journal, you have to see either it is open access or it contains subscription as well. So, what is the meaning of open access? In open access, you have to take all right of your paper. You have to give money to the journal, and the journal will publish it, and reader can read that paper without giving any dues. Without giving any dues. But if you have given all the right to the journal, it means you have subscribed that journal. You have not to pay any dues for this publication, but the reader have to pay the dues for the reading of your paper, for downloading your paper. So this journal have two options: open access as well subscription. If you pay the money for the paper publication, then this will be open access. If you do not pay the money for open access, then it will be subscription. Mean you have given all the right to the journal, and the journal will take money from the reader. So reader has to pay money to get access to your paper. For submission in Springer Journal, you have to register the journal of submission. Okay. You have to give your name, your email ID. Then you have to put all the detail about your position, about your institution, about your everything. Okay. You have to give that detail. Then we select the journal of food science and technology. I have already uh, make the registration of food science and technology. Then I click the button submit manuscript. You have also read the scope of that journal. This. The Journal of Food Science and Technology is the official publication of the Association of Food Scientists and Technologists of India. ठीक है. अब ये कौन कौन से पेपर पब्लिश कर सकता है, ये इसने लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है. द जर्नल इज इनवाई Sage as the major platform for the communication advances development in post-harvest science, engineering, food product to researcher. These are the scope lines of this journal. So you have to be logical by selecting your journal. If the scope lines are matching your journal, then you have to submit the manuscript in this journal. Otherwise, you have to choose other journal if the scope line are not matched with your journal. Now we submit the paper. What are the submission steps? Before going to submission, if you have not registered on this Journal of Food Science and Technology, then you have to register by clicking the register box. Then you have to give all the details about yourself and your institution, your department, and you have to select password. Then you get registered. After getting registered, you put the username. Mostly you choose your username as your email address, because most of the time we forget our username. Then you have to put the password of manuscript. Then you have to click the button author's login. Before going to submit our paper in Journal of Food Science and Technology, there are two most important things which we have to consider before the submission of our paper. One is the covering letter. I show you the covering letter. What is the content of covering letter? Here is the content of your covering letter. Stop presenting. Present a window. Uh, this is your covering letter. Covering letter. This is your what covering letter. You can see on your screen the covering letter. Cover letter contains your name, your email ID, your department name, your institution name, your home address, and dated. You have to write dear editor. If you know the name of editor, then you have to write the name of editor. Who wish to submit an original research article in title, you have to give the title of your paper for consideration by Journal of Food Science and Technology. We confirm that this work is original and has not been published elsewhere, nor it is currently under consideration for publication elsewhere. So you have to emphasize on this statement that this work has not already published. In this paper, I show that this research activity helped to identify a unique method for the approximate analysis of honey. What are the similarity of scope line with that journal? You have to write that line. We believe that this manuscript is appropriate for publication by Journal of Food Science and Technology because it is related to food analysis and its application in food industry. What is the statement of novelty? You have to be more precise in choosing a statement of novelty. Okay, because if you your concept is not clear about the statement of novelty, you write something else which is not related to novelty. It means your paper will be rejected soon. So you have to be more precise to give the novel lines to the journals. Then you have to write, we have no conflict of interest of to disclose. Then you have to write your name and with a statement like that, thank you are considering of manage this manuscript, Dr. Muhammad Imran. ठीक है, you have to write that statement. If the journal do not contain title page, does not ask you title page, and you have to put the all other details in the covering letter. In the covering letter like that, corresponding detail and co-author's detail. Okay, then we go how we can write a title page. What is title page? It is the page before the main manuscript. It is the first page, you can first page of the manuscript. List of list all authors with their respective degrees and affiliation with some symbols, and also contain corresponding authors contact information, and short running title must contain disclosure or conflict of interest statement if it is not given in the covering letter. Title, subtitle, author's name and affiliation, corresponding author's detail, author ID, acknowledgement, funding detail, disclosure statement. Uh, if you have not given in the covering letter. So this is the composition of covering letter, author's detail and co-author's detail, and at the end you have to write the statement. Thank you for considering this manuscript, and you have to write your name. So we will go for the paper submission process. How we can submit a paper in a Springer journal? It is very simple. How we submit a paper in a Springer journal? So I have already submitted a paper, but I have revised the paper, so I can edit the paper here. Hit edit the submission. So it will ask you what is the type of your research paper, either research paper or other paper. It either it is a review article, original article, short communication, rapid communication, book review, or a letter to the editor. ठीक है, you have to select if it is original article, then you have to put the original article. But my paper is a short communication because it is 4 to 5 pages, so it is a short communication. So you have to put the title page. I have told you how you can write a title page. Then you have to add a cover letter. Cover letter, I have already told you about covering letter development. Then blinded manuscript. Blinded manuscript contain title, abstract, introduction, material and methods, results and discussion, and conclusion. So blinded manuscript in online journal does not contain tables and figure most of the time, and sometime they ask you to add tables and figure in the blinded manuscript. So, first of all, you have to, before submitting your paper, you have to see the instruction of that paper. What is how you can write a abstract? What is the limit of abstract ideas? It contain to 50 to 150 to 250 words, or it contain 150 words. So you have to uh, be specific by choosing the journal, and as well you have to be logical while reading the instruction for authors. So, introduction, it will be it will be specific to your title. Title importance will be the introduction. Then the introduction at the end also contain a hypothesis of your study. And then you have a material and method. You have to write the material methods in a past sentence because you have already done your paper. Then you have a result and discussion. Result are always in the past sentence, and discussion it will be in the past sentence or any other sentence, but discussion will be a recent discussion, and you have to discuss every aspect of your result to get publish your work. So I have put all these things: title page, blinded manuscript, table, figures, and supplementary files. But I have revised the my manuscript, and I have revised my manuscript. So I remove the manuscript here, and I will again submit my manuscript, blinded manuscript. Browse. You have to find the location where you have placed the your manuscript. So I have located my. So you have to upload 5 files. One is covering letter, second is title page, third is blinded manuscript, fourth is tables, fifth is figures. Okay. So you have to put these five compulsory document to proceed forward. Then you have to put the classification. You have to select one classification which is related to your work. Here is the food analysis. Then you have to proceed. So you have a name of three reviewer. It must be from different countries. All the reviewers must be from different countries to give good impact of reviewing. Okay. I will edit the one reviewer's information. What the reviewer information contain first name, middle name, last name, is degree, position, institution, department, email ID, and reason why you have selected that scientist. She is expert in food chemistry and biofuel production. Okay. So you have to be logical by choosing a good reviewer. Then you have added the reviewer information. They ask you about the submission of three reviewers. So I have added three reviewers. Now you have to select that reviewer which are known to you or which are in contact with you, so you can ask them to review faster your paper. Okay. So number of words in your abstract 180, limit is 200 words. Then time required Number of words in manuscript 15, 18, 4. Then number of figures and tables it is 3. Then number of references it is 20. Then does this manuscript belong to a special issue? No, it is not belong to a special issue. Then you have to add comment why you want to publish your paper in Journal of Food Science and Technology. Why you want to submit? You have to give the statement of novelty. Then you have to proceed forward. It will take time. You have to be logical while writing. Then you have to read the instruction for authors, and in instruction for author, all the information related to how you can write your references are given. Mostly elsewhere have a specific design of references, and Springer have specific design of their references. So references should be very precise and according to the style of your journal. Okay, you have to put the information of your title, then your information of your abstract, then author's detail, all authors detail. I am adding four more co-authors later on. Then next, you have to add if there are some funding sources. Yeah, then you have to add the statement of funding sources by click in this plus box. If there is no funding sources or it is provided by department, then funding information is not applicable. Okay, then you have to go further and go for build PDF for approval. This is the last step. Okay, so this is the last step which is seen on your screen. Here is action link. You have to view the submission before approving the this paper is downloaded. I will see if there is any mistake in submission. There is no any mistake in submission. Then you have to, if there is no any mistake in your paper, then you have to prove the submission. And if you have any have any mistake in your paper, then you have to edit the submission and you have to remove that mistaken file, and you have to upload again after correction. So you have to view the submission, then you have to prove the submission to submit your mistakenly mistake in your file, then you have to upload again by editing the manuscript by the clicking on the edit submission. Okay, and if all thing is right, then you have to approve the submission. Then you so your how you can write a good research paper. A good research paper contains title, abstract. Abstract should be more precise, and it contain all abstract is the heart of a paper, and it contains almost all the information about your report the objective line of your research. Then you have some methodology lines. Then you have some result lines, and then you have application or scope line, and then you have keywords. Then introduction define your title or title of importance of your paper. Then you have materials and method. When you have materials and method, you have to write the company name and the country of that instrument or chemical where you have bought that chemical or instrument. Then result, you have to write the result precisely with significant or non-significant result. Mostly you have to highlight the significant result of your paper. Then you have to discuss the each aspect of your result with other scientists. Then you have to write the conclusion and then references according to the journal style. And then you have to write the title page before the main manuscript, and covering letter, which I have already told you. That's all about today's lecture.